All right. Wednesday, April 13th. Hello, Black Sheep. It's MysterE dialing in live from the River House Mystery School. Recorded to you, of course, the headquarters of the Compassion Economy. I believe this is our BS report number 54, our daily BS report, where we give a little bit of wisdom from the 514 Tarot, see how the cards like to show up and give us a little message for the Black Sheep of the world. And we're also using our Wisdom Oracle as well. Look at that. And so you notice a black sheep on there, and you notice that little mandala in there. It's like, we are the black sheep. We are here with a message. We have learned something on our journeys, and we are reuniting in pairs of black sheeps to transcend the mundane and open up a new reality for everybody. So I've already pulled 4 structure cards out of the Wisdom Oracle deck. I'll get to those in a second. Today is our 12th day of the lunar cycle in the waxing gibbous moon. Did not see it coming, or I didn't see it coming. However it is you want to play this. This is when the moon is about to be full and consciousness has no other recourse but to slip a little funny thing right in front of us, and we go, oh, I didn't see that coming. So be on the alert for today. Next couple of days is going to be a very intense moon. We're sandwiched between this conjunction, and then tomorrow Mars moving into Pisces, and then then the full moon in Libra. And I really feel like it's going to be an equalizer for relationship. Where you've been out of balance is going to be right there in front of you. It's going to be right and say, hey, look at the truth. Got the scales. We're going to balance the scales. Libra is going to go big full moon. Doot, 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 doot. So if you're out of balance with yourself, the opportunity is to find balance now rather than get disturbed in your imbalance later, right? Okay, so let's see what the cards have for us. Man, I just kind of... First card, 9 of New Earths. It doesn't get any better than that. Personal fulfillment card. Then the 5 of coins. How about that? We've seen that a few days in a row. 5 new coins signifying change, sometimes messiness in our affairs. Oh, and then we got the chief out on the 7 of coins. So there's a progression from the 5 to the 7. It's interesting, we're using odd numbers, and sometimes that is pointing towards a little chaos and what to do with it. Let's see what that card was. Oh, and then the New Earth Elders comes out, which is the king of our new suit, the 5th suit, the 5th suit of compassion. So we have 2 of the new suit up today. And one of them is the Elder card, which is one of the highest cards in the deck, and it's saying to really look at the way that we have boundaries in the world, or actually the absence of boundaries. And then, wow, oh wow, the Holy Justice card coming out right before this the full moon in Libra. The Holy Justice card comes out, and this is like letting karma do the work. Everybody's their own vibration. We are all the spark, and whatever it is that we're misaligned with must come showing up in our reality. It's just the truth that none of us can deny. We feel like we can do whatever we want to, but then all of a sudden we wake up and we realize we're doing it all to ourselves, and we might as well start behaving. Not as in right or wrong, but am I going to love or am I going to be in fear? Am I going to love or am I going to be in fear? Am I going to love or am I going to be in fear? Am I going to be in love? Wow, and then we have our good friend, the Prince of Wands, showing up. The Prince of Wands, very much someone who's moving quickly in life, has a lot of passion, has a message of, princes usually signify, oh wow, look at that. The King of Daggers, our good friend, the King of Daggers. You can just barely see him off to the side right here. But he is the producer of that magnificent art here at the River House. And the King of Daggers is here to say, hey, structure your minds. Be clear in your communication. Be solid in who you are. All right. So, wow. And on the bottom of the deck, the 9 of Swords, the 9 of Swords. So underneath this foundation of this read is some sorrow. So a lot of times when this comes up, it's like, and we've seen this coming. We've seen this feeling left out energy with the 4 cups. It came through in 4 reads in a row. And then yesterday we had the 5s, the pair of 5s sandwich in the sandwiching the three new earths. And I remember yesterday's read, it was like, wow, something underneath in this big change is asking to be recognized. It's a part of ourself. We think it's somebody else, but it's always a part of ourself reflecting out into the larger piece. Anyway, so my name's MysterE, by the way. I hope you're having a great day. I'm so glad you're with me. I do readings. I have a little spiritual center here in Boulder, Colorado, where it is a respite for spiritual seekers, twin flames, lovers of life, creative people, the real mad geniuses of the world, the black sheep, as a matter of fact. Yeah, and our message really, if you wanted to distill it down into 3 words, would be like you. Be like you, folks. There's nothing else you can do but be like you. We can try to be anybody else. We can try to be somebody else's idea. It's only going to lead us to suffering. Yeah, so first card out. Ride the vision of your life, the vision of your life, not my life. Not her life, not his life, not your dad's life, not your mom's life. No, ride the vision of your life. What does that mean exactly? You know, we are crafting at any given moment by the way we are thinking and feeling the paving stones for our next experience. So if we want perfect waves to surf, we got to create them in our mind with our feeling and just start to be one with everything. Let's be one with everything. Let's be in forgiveness. Let's get rid of all our resistance. Let's accept ourselves. Let's be like us and have the courageousness and the audacity to envision what it is, the life that we want. And as soon as we envision this life and get excited about it, we send that up into the great mirror, and it begins to lay the paving stones of the next steps of our life right out in front of us. A conflicted mind would start looking around, which way do I go? There's a right choice and a wrong choice, and there is no such thing. That's just the ego trying to keep you confused. And that is why we agree to agree from the very start. We always say yes to our heart. And let me ask you, are you always saying yes to your heart? And when you don't say yes to your heart, do you find that you have to come back and make that choice again? And so this is the choice to be enlightened gracefully, and listening to the mind is your choice to be enlightened karmically. One has fear, one has love. It's happening for everybody no matter what. We're all going to get enlightened at the end of this earthly journey. You know, our job is to try to go, woohoo, wow, let's wake up and enjoy this ride while we're here. And the way we do that is to say yes to the heart. One cannot be 100% responsible until there's a willingness to give up 100% control. So, that's where we are in the moon cycle. I didn't see it coming. Be light. Lightness is light. Lightness spreads light. Light is light. Light is light. You know, be light with life right now. Be light. The moon is trying to show us right now where we are trying to be in control, where we have our illusions of control. And what this is saying is, hey, you can't be 100% responsible until you're willing to give up 100% control. And the truth is, you're not in control anyway. You never had any control, not even a slight smidge of it, only the illusion. So you're not giving up anything except an illusion. How exciting is that? Let's give up our illusions, God. Let's give up our illusions, everybody. Let's give up our illusions. Bring it to the truth. Maybe the next life begins exactly where this life ends. So when I see these 2 cards together and I hear these words come out of my mouth, you know, it's like, you know, if we don't learn to let go of our illusions of control, then we're going to continue to come back to this earth over and over and over. But when we let go of control and be 100% responsible for everything that we experience, you know, then we have a different relationship. Maybe we don't have to come back in the same capacity. All of us are feeling this right now. 9 of daggers in our deck, and I don't have my book with me, and I'm not even prepared, but it has to do with sorrow or guilt or grief or something. Let's see what it says in The Gift is Listening, if I can find it. Excuse me for this. Daggers, number 9, failure. Wow, yeah, failure. Failure. It's like we all have this thing. We're just like, oh my God, I did it wrong. I freaking did it wrong. I did it wrong. I need to look at that. You know, and it's real easy to correct this. We just correct our mistakes. We just correct our mistakes in life. You know, Right under that, wow, look at this. I'm pulling cards that aren't even out. It's like the Magician and the Two of Cups. So it's like this part of us, we can imprison ourselves with our thoughts of regret, of guilt or sorrow, or I did it wrong, self-condemnation, attacking oneself. We've done it. We've all done it. We know what it is, and we get boxed in when we're not taking care of ourselves internally and honoring the divine light in us. And we get stuck what feels like this prison behind sharp thoughts and sharp visions and confusion and whatnot. And so what the gift is listening says, and what we're trying to bring out to people is there is no such thing as failure, There is no such thing as failure. You're a magician underneath, and the Two of Cups, those beautiful, beautiful relationships are right there for you. They're right there for you when you let go, right? So our very first card, the central card is the Nine of New Earths. The Nine of New Earths is about finding so much self-compassion for yourself that you create a new reality around you. So you find so much self-compassion for yourself, so much love. You're so fully in your purpose and on your mission in life, that you create a new reality. And that's what the Nine of New Earths is about. Create a new reality. Create a new reality. Let's do it. Do you even believe that you can? Do you believe? And just be honest with yourself. Where is your belief right now? Are you at 100% belief that you know that you're the conscious creator of your life and you're 100% responsible for what you're creating? Do you know that? And that also, do you know that you're not in control of it at all? And riding that paradox, riding the vision of your life, in other words, riding the wave as it crests perfectly between your illusions of control and having to dish off any responsibility to anything else, saying, no, I created this, I'm riding this wave, this is my wave, get out of my way, everybody, here I go. Or maybe you say, hey, maybe everybody jump on this wave, let's have some fun. But you're really so firmly in yourself, as you are, who you are, that life just flowers around you. But that can't happen if you're stuck in regret, if you're stuck in guilt, if you're stuck in shame. I'm sitting here banging on the card deck, right? That's that Nine of Swords that we all know so well. When it shows up in my life, it's a headache. It's like, oh my God, wake out of bed. Oh, wow. And if I, we all have this choice every day. Do I address the pain? Do I address the suffering? Or do I just drink 7 cups of coffee, start scrolling down on social media and see who I can get attention from and try to move my attention around and not really address what's going on the inside? This person, this is also a 9. 9 is a completion, right? So it's so interesting, these two contrasts right here. What a fascinating contrast. The 9 of New Earths, compassion, coming to a journey of oneself, of really full acceptance, coming out, creating a new reality. And then the 9 of Daggers, which is very different. The 9 is still in play. It's still a completion, but we haven't yet got to the 10. And the 10 of New Earths, we're sharing that with everybody else. With the 10 of Daggers, like the suffering ends. It's over. It's like a new journey begins. But right now, this is the fulfillment. So 9 is a completion. So if we really take these two cards, double 9s, let's pay attention. It's like they're the bookends, One gives way to the other. The 2 of Cups is sitting there right behind there. A pair of 9s, let's pay attention. A pair of 9s. There's a lot of people around us that are having a difficult time. Yesterday's thing was all about listening and reaching out to people who you may feel like your intuition is guiding you to really trust that. So we're all going through a new cycle. We're finishing up, rather, a cycle of suffering coming out of this pandemic. And there's waves of people in different arenas, different stages of their journey of awakening, journey of their twin flame, journey of they're waking up their compassionate heart to create this new reality that we're all going to be in. And if you're resonating with this, let the tears flow. That's what I do when I got the headache. I'm like, oh, there's that signal again. I'm going to address this today. I'm going to cry. I'm going to give myself the gift of crying or doing some practice or moving beyond it, opening up my heart, whatever it takes, and over years and years and years, I've cultivated, a very honed in awareness about how to handle the kind of situations that come up in my life. That's the only thing that makes me different from anybody else is that, it's like I've really learned how to use my system and use it to awaken myself. And that's all I'm doing to show anybody else. And there's no one right recipe except that we've got to let ourselves out of jail. And that's what all these thoughts are, It's interesting. The foundation of the reed is the nine of daggers, and then the outcome of the reed is the king of daggers, right? The king of daggers, very structured and ordered mind. Let's see, I forget what he is in our. Oh yeah, he's about the world view. The king of daggers is saying there is nothing wrong in the world at all. There's not one thing. The warlords, the priests, the politicians, the lovers, the dreamers, the musicians, the artists, the stockbrokers, the hedge fund managers, the garbage collectors, the retail workers, the folks that work with rescue, fire, police department, Coast Guard, all those things, military, everything, it's all there. It's all perfect. It's exactly the way that God wants it. It's exactly the way the universe wants it. How could it be anything else? Who the frick are we to come in here and say we are wrong, it's wrong, everything's wrong? That's when we're out of perception with the reality. And so that's the journey of moving from the nine of daggers beyond into the culmination of that journey in the suit of daggers, which is the king, and that's the outcome of our reed. The outcome of our reed is a king of daggers, which is a very structured, masculine-oriented way of going, you know what? The world is the way it is. If I align my personal view with the world view, then that's what I get. So if I look out and I see and I focus and I get involved with lots of drama and news and, conspiracy theories and whatnot, then I'll create the suffering for myself that all the people out there that I'm actually participating in by having a judgment about it or trying to control or fix it or any of it. However, if I look out in the light and I say, no, everybody's innocent. Everybody's beautiful. Everybody's perfect exactly where they are. God made this world exactly the way it is, and we're all going through a journey, and there's nothing wrong with it at all. Then all of a sudden we can drop into our heart and go, wow. I'm so glad you're with me. Yeah, the rest of this is kind of like, okay, we start out with this vision of creating a new reality for ourselves, accepting the responsibility that we can. Accept the responsibility. You can create a new reality. Accept the responsibility, and you're not in control, and you're not in control. You aren't in control. And accept 100% responsibility. Accept 100% responsibility. Do you want this life for yourself? Do you want the new reality? How bad do you want it? Where's your desire field? Are you working towards it? Are you sharing this with other people? Do you have a community that's around you? Do you understand that shaking oneself from the conditioned reality is not child's play? It takes determination, but more than anything, it takes compassion. And it takes compassion for everybody. It takes compassion for the elders, the children. It takes compassion for every single thing. So we want to expand in this fifth suit our idea about king and queens. That the queens are the children and the kings are the elders, because we have quarantined those parts of life off and we focus too much on the middle. Wait a minute. When the spark happens, that's when that's when life is the richest. When the babies are born and we're holding somebody's hand when they move on. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that. So, change comes into our life. That's what the Five of Coins is saying. Life gets messy sometimes. Sometimes things happen, move around like we feel like, we messed up, we screwed up, somebody's against us, whatever, the rest of it. That is the time to do what the chief is doing here. The Seven of Coins. You're making an advancement now. You're not looking at yourself as a failure anymore. You're not looking at yourself as anything anymore. You're simply saying, wow, I'm in a messy situation. Things are changing, so I'm going to take time out for myself and do what I love. The sevens are great. They're like completion of manifestations, They like a 7-year-old, goes to first grade, and all of a sudden they're not with their parents so much. Big transition time. 14, we go through the hormonal change. 21, we graduate from college if you're doing that kind of thing. 28, Saturn return, blah, 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 blah. The sevens keep on moving on. So when I see a 7, especially in this read right here, it says we're advancing, especially when we go 5 of coins to 7 of coins. We're saying, all right, life is messy. I'm a mess. I'm a beautiful mess. I'm gonna do what MysterE says. I'm gonna open my heart to compassion. I'm gonna focus on what I really love and whatnot. I'm gonna honor the transitions in life. That's what this is really saying. I'm gonna honor the transitions in life. That's what this card means today. I'm going to honor the transitions in life. I'm going to let God take care of my karma for me, okay? If I see something wrong in the world, I'm not going to try to fix it, okay? If I have somebody mistreat me, I'm not going to call them out, I might, reorient where I place my attention, but I'm not going to focus and fixate on it, because I know that the way people treat me is the way they treat everybody, is the way they treat themselves, and that the law of vibration is that everybody's getting exactly what is right here. So if somebody is in this moment, we can reach out and we can love, or if they can share. Most times what happens is people in this situation aren't ready to share. We can pick up as healers and say, oh my gosh, well, there's pain and suffering that is an illusion. Somebody's waking up right now. Let's celebrate this. This is a transition in life. Let's spend some really good quality time with ourselves, not get lost in the change, and just recognize that we're not in control anyway. We're not in control. And if we're 100% responsible for everything that we think, and we turn all of our thoughts over to our higher purpose, then all of a sudden we're going to have great enthusiasm for life. And that's what the Prince of Wands is saying. The Wands are about our fire. It's like, go after what you want. Go after what you want. Go after what you want. Go after what your heart desires. Not actually what you want in terms of your ego structure, but go after what your heart desires. The Wands is about passion, true passion on the inside. So when the Prince shows up, it's about movement, it's about dedication. And I believe in our deck, the Prince of Wands is all about owning it. Yes, it is. Owning it. It's like owning who you are. It's like, this is who I am. This is who I am. This is who I am. So each one of us has a tremendous amount of helpers. Like when I'm looking at this, like in this 5 of coins, we've got help, okay? When I see this card, we got the New Earth Elders, I see help. I see help in this one too, because he's helping himself by spending time. I see help on the way right here, holy justice. If we know that karma takes care of everything, we can take our minds off of it, and we can see the world view that the King of Daggers wants us to see. Okay? But we'll never get it unless we focus and get determined on following our desires, our heart. And sometimes, we can get crossed up and we can get stuck. But that's not true. For following our desire, it's impossible to be in a mental prison and follow your passions at the same time. Ooh. Let's pause with that, says Kiva and Bindi. It's impossible for fear and love to exist in the same place. It is impossible for fear and love to exist in the same place. So what do? It's our choice. Do we go with love, or we go with fear? We go with love, or we go with fear? And so really what we're doing here is we're learning that what is showing up in our life is what is in our freaking spark in our mind, that is the perceptive filter to everything in reality. If we could see it all perfectly, we would realize that there's nothing but holy justice around. There's nothing but holy justice. So I love the pair of 9s here, and it's really where the focus is. It's like, which one are you going to do? Are you going to walk away from this journey to get on the most valuable journey in life so that you can share your light with others? It happens, as my great teacher Rudy said, that the most powerful thing a person has is their desire. The most powerful thing a person has is their desire to open their heart and change and grow. The desire to grow. The desire to grow. If you have the desire to grow. If you have the desire to grow, this can be the reality that you create for yourself. All you need is the desire. This person has forgotten their desire. They have played something else, and it's not a person, it's an aspect of all of us. Is we all get stuck there. This is when we have compassion. This is when we say, oh man, I've been there before and I know, and if you need me, I'll be here for you. Not to join you in your sword party, but to actually bring you out and ask you the question, hey, are you open to the possibility of magic? Because this is magic. This is magic. This is magic. This is magic. This is a miracle. Each one of our lives is a miracle. It's a miracle. Let's say it right now. And in comment below, my life is a miracle. I am a miracle. I am a miracle. Right? Only when we see our life as a miracle can we get through the change with a big smile on our face. Honor the people around us, including ourselves. Really, really honor ourselves, right? And when we're focused not on trying to fix wrongs and problems and all the rest of it, then the angels take care of us, right? This is also a help card, right? This is also a help card. Every single card in here is a help card. It's a help card. It's a community card. It's a coming together card. It's a whatever. And we've seen over these past reads that people are in fear that they've been left behind, or they don't know how to get out of their, the prison that they've constructed for themselves. And it's okay if we recognize that we constructed our prisons and we let ourselves out, and that other people construct their prisons and let themselves out. It's all a perfect play. Then we can just let the play be, and we can let it be what it is, because holy justice is going to take care of everything. If somebody wants to be free from their prison, they will be free. If somebody wants to be pain-free and healthy and whole and love and complete, they will be free, and they will be healthy, whole, and complete. But it's your desire, and that's what Rudy is saying, and that's what the Prince of Wands is saying. Your desire. Get in touch with your passion and get out there and own yourself. Own who you are. And then out of your expression comes beautiful, beautiful, beautiful art. We are all life artists, folks. We are all life artists. I think that's it for today. This is MysterE. I'm still here.